Welcome to Tuesday's chair yoga. Very nice and warm in here today, lovely sun, so let's hope we all enjoy that. If we sit on our chair, make sure that our feet are in line with our hips, they're not too wide, unless of course that feels better for you, then that's alright. Bring the shoulders back and down. Now this class is for people who are chair bound but can stand up, so always have it with you. Make sure that you've got it on a non-slippy surface, so you've got a mat. Put it on the mat so it doesn't move or wiggle, and that it's not going to fall apart on you while you're doing it. We will be standing up, but if you can't stand up, then make sure that you just omit whatever you need to take out. So we're sitting back. We're starting today with our third eye, which is the area just here, and it deals with our eyes, our sight, our hearing, but also our brain, our pituitary and our pineal glands, which are in our body. The hand gesture that we're going to do is Hakini, which you're bringing your fingers together and you're just placing them down so that they're sitting on your lap. And we're going to do a breathing kind of a bellow breath. So with this, you're going to breathe in nice and slowly. But through the nose, you're going to breathe out quite forcefully and pour the belly in. So we're breathing in nice and slowly. And we're just bringing ourselves to this point in time. So just here, trying to let our eyes come in, and we focus sort of on the bridge of our nose, so we're kind of cockeyed, but with our eyes closed. So we're just going to take some cleansing breaths in by breathing in, lifting our arms up, and breathing out through the mouth. And this just regulates our breath. So if you're ever doing any kind of breathing exercise and you kind of get a bit confused, you think, oh, I can't remember how to breathe now, just go back to these cleansing breaths and they'll just kind of regulate the breath. Let's do one more. And letting the hands relax down. So let's do our neck stretches. But with this, we're going to sort of do a bit of a chicken. I'll turn sideways. It makes it easy to see what I'm doing. You're going to stick your chin out, drop it down, and roll it back up. You should feel it getting lengthier through the neck. So we're pushing out, we're bringing it down, and we're rolling it up. Let's do 2 more. Really concentrate on that neck. That's the last one. Lovely. So with our head, we're just going to tick-tock. So it's just tiny little movements. Not all the way to the shoulder, just tick-tock in the head. And then bringing it back to centre. And again, just a tiny little turn, not all the way around, as if we're just saying no. Again, thinking about the neck, what's happening in them tiny little muscles through the neck. And bringing it back to centre. So with our shoulders, we're going to do a bit of an eagle arm. We're bringing up our one arm, we're grabbing hold of the wrist, at the elbow. We're pulling it across the body. Now we're going to try it, while we're pulling the hand towards us, we're going to try and pull the arm back out. So we're doing 2 different movements. We're pulling it in, but we're pulling it out at the same time. And you'll feel it right through them shoulder blades. And then we're releasing, bringing that back. And we're going to change sides. So we lift it up so it's in line with our shoulder. We're pulling it across the body. And then we're going to try and pull the arm out at the same time as pulling in. So we're yinging and yanging. And you'll feel that into the shoulders. And release, bringing it back. So we're going to do a similar thing, but we're going up and down this time. We're bringing it round. Now we're lifting it up and we're having the hand underneath. We're trying to push the elbow down, but push the hand up. So again, 2 different opposing forces. One up, one down. This is exactly what we do when we do the full eagle arms, but we're just doing it with one, just in case. And again, you'll feel that stretch into the shoulders, but slightly different than the other one. And again, let's relax them. And bring the other arm, get in line, bring it around. Push it up towards the ceiling. Now push down with the up arm and push up with the down arm. And release, bring it down. Take the hands out, fingers pointing up. Let's grab them fingers and pull them back. Feeling the stretch right through the wrist at the bottom all the way up to the arm. And then let's take it down, grab the fingers and give them a pull in. So you're pulling the fingers towards the armpits. So you'll feel the stretch right through the front, all the way up. And then let's try the other side. So fingers up and pull back. This should be lovely if you work at a computer, or you're always texting, or if you drive. And let's take the fingers down and give them a pull in. And bring it down. So we're going to do our fingers. We're going to bring our pinch our finger, let it drop, give it a little circle. And then we're bringing it round. Moving along. Now with this we're pinching the finger but we're letting it drop, so we're making a little space in the joint but encouraging blood to move towards the fingertips. Same thing we do with the toes. And then move into the other hand. And bring them down. So let's bring it into our body. So we're placing our hands on our thighs. We're going to breathe out, tilting the pelvis under, pulling the elbows together, rounding the back. We're breathing in, we're rolling the hands back, we're pushing the chest forward, looking up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, going forward. Breathing in, moving back. 2 more. Remember, I do different versions of these, so you can always choose your own particular version that you prefer. And bringing it back. So we're taking it over to the side, hold onto your chair or take it across the body, whichever you prefer. Lift the arm up if you want or keep it down, it's completely up to you. Breathe out, reach over. If you can, look towards the ceiling, keep that arm and the shoulders pushing back. Don't lean away from the back of the chair. Feel the stretch through that side, try and breathe into that top lung, breathe out through the bottom. And then breathe in, lift up, and breathe out, bring it down. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathing in to lift and out to bring it down. Let's do one more on each side. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. So let's take it into our twist. Keeping our knees in line, bring our hand round. Take our hand round the back of the chair. Breathe in, stretch up, breathe out, turn and have a look over the shoulder. 3 breaths in this position. Breathe in diagonally. Or breathe wherever you want and just see where's easier to breathe. It'll just naturally breathe diagonally. And then we're bringing it back to centre and round the other side. And let's bring it back. Let's use them arms a bit more. So breathe in, lift if you can. Breathe out, spin round, see if you can go a bit further. And then we're going to breathe in, lifting them arms up. And breathe out as we take it around the other side. And you're lifting, breathing, and breathing out. Lovely. So we're going to do a bit of a work around our stomach. So if we lean forward on our chair, we're going to move off to the side, roll round the back of our chair and bring it back to the front. Let's go round 5 times. Breathing out as we come forward. Breathe in as we reach back. And now we're going to take it in the opposite direction, so all the way around. And bring it back to centre, lift it back up. So we're going to take our feet slightly wider so they're coming to the edge of our chair. And we're going to go forward. Now again, if you've got blood pressure problems, keep your head up. And if you've got back problems, your back will stay straight. I'll turn sideways so you can see that your back does stay straight. It doesn't really curl in this position. So from here, we're going to breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, reach forward, take our hands and our head down. And as you'll notice, the spine tends to stay nice and straight anyway, it doesn't fall into that stretch. So we're going to lift the head, lift the arms and breathe in. Let's try going down one more time. Breathe in, breathe out, reach forward, take it down. So this is a forward bend, but we're doing it on the chair so it makes it a little bit nicer. But we're still stretching that lower back, we're still stretching that bum muscle. If we're letting our head go, we'll feel that beautiful stretch through the neck as if the spine's being stretched in the opposite direction. And again, we're lifting the head, we're lifting the arms, we're breathing in. And then breathe out, bring it down. So we're going to turn towards our legs. So we're going to use the chair and we're pulling ourselves round so that we're kind of trying to get our belly button in line with our turned out side. We're again breathing in, lifting up. And as we breathe out, we're reaching down towards our toes. We can let our head drop, we can keep it straight and rest our chin on our knee, holding it here. We're going to lift our head, lift our arm. Now if you need to, you can use them hands on the legs to lift you back up. If you need to come back up if you can't bring yourself all the way. So again, using the chair, twist yourself round so that you're trying to get as close over, but you don't want that knee rolling in, you want to push them out. Keep pushing the legs out. Breathe in, or again, use your hands on the leg and let yourself come forward. If you can't get all the way to drop the head, you can always just keep your hands on the chair. You can always rest your head in your hands. If you feel that you can't get all the way down, that's about as far as you can go, rest your head. And again, bringing yourself back up. I'm going to turn back to the front now. Yeah, I see that way. So here we go again, one more time. turning the body round. If you can, lift the arms, lift the arms. If you can't, don't worry. Breathe out, dropping down. And breathing in to lift. Breathing out, use a chair, twist round, use them waists if you can. Breathe out. And breathing in, lifting back up. Lovely. Bring it back to centre. Bring the feet in. Let's take it into our pelvic floor. So 5 times, 10 breaths we're holding it for. Make sure you breathe. That's the most important thing. Make sure you breathe. So feet in line, shoulders back. Start at the back, put it to the front, pull the stomach in, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. The relaxing is just as important as the pulling in so that we can understand the difference between the two. So here we go. At the back, at the front, at the stomach, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So again, if you wanted, you could try and pull in all them leg muscles, all the shoulder muscles, push into the floor. It's up to you. Here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. 2 more. At the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Last one. At the back, at the front, at the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Lovely. So let's bring our feet, and we're crossing the ankles over, and we're going to squeeze the ankles. So again, squeeze that pelvic floor, squeeze that legs in to the side. And let's change sides. So we're squeezing the ankles, but we can pull in that pelvic floor. Make sure we're breathing. And let's change one last time on each side. So squeezing them legs, squeezing that pelvic floor. And one last change. and bring it down. So let's again pull that pelvic floor in, and we're going to march our legs. So we're bringing them up, but we're keeping that pelvic floor in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So again, let's see if we can take it a little bit higher. If you want, you can grab hold of the leg, you can push it out, and you can point and flex, bend it and bring it back in. Lift it again, keeping that pelvic floor in. What you want to do is get your thigh free of the chair. So if you have to hold it, you hold it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it down. So let's come to the edge of our seat and bring ourselves up. So flexing the foot and seeing if it can come up and rest on there. Now again, think about your knee. Make sure that you're not pushing, but just let the leg just float up and down. So we're just seeing what the hips can do, what the knee can do. We don't want to have any pain in the knee or any pain in the hip. It should feel like a stretching, but not a pain, not like a stabbing pain. And then let's bring it down. And let's try the other side. So flexing the foot. The flexing of the foot, again, protects that knee. If you was to bring it up with your foot just relaxed, you should feel it feels slightly different in that kneecap. But we're flexing it to try and keep that knee in the right position. And again, with this, our hips, sometimes our hips just don't allow it. So our hip sits inside its socket and it rolls around. But sometimes it's not, the hip isn't completely square here, it kind of comes down a bit. And so it reduces the amount that we can move. If that was out, then you'd be able to move a bit more. But if it's down, then it reduces the amount of flexion we've got in our hip. And that is just us. There's nothing you can do about it, so there's no use pushing on it or trying, worrying. It's just the way our body's made. So let's bring it down again. So let's flex, bring the other one up, bring our hands together in prayer, lean slightly forward, and if you can, you just let your elbow relax on your knee, and then you can let your head relax on top. Then we're going to do our feet, so pinching our toes, pulling them, giving them a twist. Just giving thanks to our feet for all it does for us. Moving down, pinching and pulling, encouraging blood to come down to our toes. And again, just pulling and trying to open the toes. So pulling them away from each other. You can always stick your fingers in like we did last week, or you can just pull them apart. And then just giving the whole foot a nice squeeze. Give it a rub. Have a look at it, make sure that everything looks okay. Think, have I got any hard skin? Yes. They do with giving it a bit of a cream, possibly. Changing the paint on my toenails, definitely. said, just giving thanks to your feet. They are your biggest supporters. So enjoy and love your feet. Take care of them as much as you can. So let's do our other side. So bringing that one down. Now have a think before you bring the foot up. How do your feet feel? The one that you've just played with compared to the other one, do they feel nicer, the same, no difference whatsoever? So it's always about just seeing what happens. How does the knees feel and the hips feel to the other leg? So it's all about being conscious about how we're feeling, how everything's feeling. So let's take that other foot up. So again, hands to prayer. Lean forward, and as soon as you lean forward, you'll feel it right into that hip. Then put the elbow down. Then let the head relax. Let's go to that foot. And then bringing it down. Give your feet a little shake. Let's bring ourselves up to standing. So 5 up, 4 down. Again, you can have the hands out, you can have the hands here, wherever it feels easier for you. So here we go. Breathing in to stand up. And breathing out to sit down. 2. 3. 4. And this time we're staying up. 5. Lovely. So let's bring ourselves to the back of our chair. I'm going to drop the camera so that you can see my feet rather than my head. Lovely. So from here, let's do our chair aerobics. So standing in back of the chair, we're going to take the foot out to the side. We're bringing it in and we're taking it back, but we're keeping the body nice and straight. We're bringing the foot back in. We're pushing our hips forward, pulling our shoulders back. Now the chair's there if you need it, but if you don't, then you can bring the hands to the bum. You can take the hands away. We're bringing ourselves back up. So let's do the other side, taking the foot out. Again, the chair's there if you want it, or not if you don't. Remember, if you're not using it, pull that pelvic floor in. Let's do one more each side. stretching through the front of them legs, the front of the body. But at the same time, you're working the back of the body. So because we were sitting down on the bum, we weren't doing much, but all this works the bum as well. So let's take it back into our leg stretches. So we're stepping our foot back, making sure that our heel's on the floor. Pushing the knee in. Now again, remember, if you want, take the hands off. If you don't want, need the chair, pull the shoulders back. But keep pushing that heel to the floor. Keep pushing that knee back as straight as you can, bending that front knee. Chair's always there if you want to step back in. And then let's change sides. So the foot's facing forward, we're bending that front knee, we're pushing that back knee towards the ceiling. If we want, we can take the hands off. If we don't need to, we can stay where we are. And let's step back in again. Let's take one more time. Heel down, push the knee in, push the back knee up. Feel that stretch through the calf and the back of the knees. And we've done our leg stretches at the front. Let's step back in. And we did tree pose on the chair. We stretched the outside and the front of the knee. Now this is stretching that back of the knee. Let's bring it back in. So we're going to move it from the calf down into the Achilles and into the underneath the foot. So we're stepping that foot back. Now bending that front knee, now bending that back knee. Keeping the heel on the floor. Again, if you want, hold on to your chair, or you can take the hands off and kind of sit down into that back leg. Again, completely up to you, whichever feels safer. Let's change feet. So stepping the foot back, bend the front knee, bend the back knee, keep the heel on the floor. Feel it move toward that Achilles, right down into the back of the foot. Let's bring it in and change. Bend the front knee, bend the back knee. Now if you want, you can always move the foot gently, very, very slowly from side to side. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But as well as feeling it in the foot, you'll go towards the toes, the outside, but you'll also feel it through the ankle, through the knees, into the hips. Maybe that lower back as well. And then let's step in and change sides last time. Lovely. Beautiful. And then let's bring it back in. So let's take it into our down dog. You can have your hand on the back of the chair. If you wanted to make it a little bit further, you could always turn the chair around and have your hands flat on the bottom, the seat of the chair. So again, if you need to, you can bend your knees to get your hands down. step back with 2 feet, push the toes to the heels to the floor, stretch the body out. Again, you want that back nice and straight, but if you find that you're curling, bend your knees, roll your shoulder blades together, tuck your chin in so the ears are in line with the arms. If the legs are bent, try straightening one leg at a time, but still thinking about that lower back, keeping it nice and straight. From here, we're going to come up onto our tiptoes and try and push our body towards the floor a little bit more. And then we're going to come down, lift our head, step in, bend the knees, lift the head, keep the back straight, lift the arms up, reach back slightly, and let's go one more time. Breathing out, bringing the hands down. Step back, drop the body down, push the bum back. Lovely. Oh, lovely. Perfect with straight legs as well. Lush. And a lovely straight back as well, Glenn. Looks beautiful from this position. So let's come up onto them tiptoes, but push the body in. So we don't want to come up, we want to go back. That's it. And working them calves. And then we're going to come down to the heels and step in. Bend the knees and lift up. We can reach back and bring the arms down. So before we go to sit down, we're going to go into a bit of a squat. Now I'll start with the chair round this way and then I'll change it round the other way. You're taking your feet a bit wider than your hips. I'll do it that way, it might be easy to see. And you're turning your toes from facing in to facing out. Keeping the back nice and straight, you're squatting down. Now you can always put your hand on the chair if you want. Hold it here. Now you should be able to kind of move side to side. But you don't want your knees to drop in, you want your knees to be pushing out. But this just loosens off the hips and gives the spine, if the spine's nice and straight, so you want to be nice and straight on the spine, you don't want to be sort of sticking out, you want to be as straight as you can, it gives the spine a chance to fall down. And then we're going to push back up. Now if you think, oh, I can get all the way to the chair, you can bring the chair. I'm going to change it this way, otherwise my foot will slide along the floor. So I'm doing it that way. So, legs straight out. We're bringing it down and placing our hands on the chair, keeping that back nice and straight. And again, if you want, you can move. If you feel you can always bring your hands into prayer and hold it. Lovely. And then bringing it back up. Bring your toes in facing forward. Bring your hands onto the chair. Your feet are facing forward. Turn the fingers so that they're pointing in towards each other. And bend the elbows, letting the head come down. You can let your head rest on the chair, the seat of the chair. We're going to lift ourselves up and look forward. Now let's see if we can take them feet out a little bit further. So we lift one toe and turn it out, and then we bring the heel to match. Then we lift the other toe, turn that out and bring the heel to match. We're again going to turn the fingers in towards each other, bend the elbows, let our head come down and rest on the chair. We can then let our elbows relax if we want. But you'll find that the part of your head that goes down is kind of the top of your head, your forehead, or your third eye. Don't worry if it doesn't go all the way down. If you can't get to the floor, to the chair, you can always just rest your head on your hands. And then we're going to come back up and walk the feet in, bend the knees and stand up. Lovely. So let's turn that chair around and we can take a seat. I'll do this now. So we're not going all the way to the back of our chair, but we're not completely on the edge of it. We're sort of in the middle. We're going to lift our leg up, hold onto our leg and stretch the foot out. Hold it here. Try and pull it in a bit more if you can, but keeping them shoulders down, keeping that back nice and straight. You don't want to curl it. And then bend the knee. Let's change sides. Now you've got a band handy, you can always use this. See, you've got a band. So we'll use the band on the next one. For now we'll just do this one. We'll do the band on the second one. So flexing the foot and then pull it in. And then let's bring it down. So, with our bands, we can place it around the foot, bringing the foot up, holding one hand on each side, stretch the foot up, keeping the shoulders down, pull the foot in. So you can either do the one where you're just holding the leg, or if you've got a band, you're pulling it in. And this is pose of a heron, but on a chair, and without bending that leg underneath. And then we're going to bend the knee and undo and try the other side. So nice straight back, straighten the leg, pull it in, but don't let the shoulders come up, don't let the body roll in. Keep the shoulders back, lift up. And then bring it down. So again, staying on our half a chair, so not all the way back, not all the way forward. Move your legs to one side. Bring the hand round and turn the body. Look around the back. And bring yourself back to centre. Bring the legs back to centre. Then take them over to the other edge of the chair. Again, bring your hand down. Take your hand round the back. Breathe out. Have a look over the back. and back to centre. And let's just do one more each side. To centre, and let's change last time. And then back to centre. So move yourself back to the back of your chair so that you're nice and comfortable and your back's nice and relaxed. We're going to go in again into our Hakini Mudra. So bringing our fingers together, letting them relax down. Now with this, you can either do the bellow breath, so breathing in and through the nose, but very slowly, nice and slow. Or you can do the sound, which is Om. So I'm going to do Om. I may lose Instagram. Oh, baba. Oh, hi. Oh, I put it on the wrong one this morning. Never mind. It's okay. Everybody can have a bit of this today. So we're going to it's going to either be bellow breath or Om with our fingers in Hakini Mudra, letting them sit down. And we're thinking about our third eye. So we're bringing our eyes to come in towards our third eye into the bridge of our nose. If I lose Instagram, bye-bye, see you later, take care. Make sure that you have 3 relaxing breaths when you come out. So here we go.